think when I was first getting into architecture, I was most inspired by some of the great cathedrals of Europe. I know Notre Dame was always really beautiful to me. I was super saddened when it burned down tragically, but creating something with a lot of history and that could be such an impactful element to the world was very important.
There are many different pieces of architecture that I appreciate and admire. I had the opportunity to study abroad in Italy as an architecture student, and I fell in love with many Renaissance pieces of architecture. There's a few that stand out. Villa Rotonda in northern Italy by Palladio is certainly a work of architecture that's significant and one that I will forever appreciate.
I'm thinking from the Piazza of the Vatican, from Michelangelo, to recent project they did, some today architect, and each of those, they have different meaning, and in my memory they have different places.
I mean, I think that 10-year-old me would think that what I'm doing right now is really cool, because 10-year-old me loved to dream up my dream house. And even though I had things like popcorn swimming pools and stuff like that when I was 10, I think it's just really cool to be able to design a space and then see it become reality.
10-year-old Ken, who was a great collector of comic books, particularly Marvel comic books, would be interested in seeing how I utilized my, I'd say, artistic talents and enjoyment of drawing.
I think 10-year-old me would be happy with where I am. He would be very excited. I have some creativity in my job that we can create these elements and spaces for people and have and make interesting environments. He'd probably be a little saddened I'm not out running around in the forest, but that's still a good place to be.
I loved building things growing up, and so I would like to think that if I spoke to 10-year-old me now, he'd be thrilled that I would still get to build things.
10-year-old me would be impressed and wonder why I didn't become a jet fighter pilot. But I have always wanted to be an architect, so I used to draw floor plans when I was in 5th grade before I even knew what architecture was. So.
I would say anything in cathedral and the Gothic architecture. I love the flying buttresses, the stained glass windows. It's truly moving walking in through the space. There's something silent but loud about it at the same time, if that makes any sense. But overall, I would say the aesthetic really stands out from the crowd of itself.
The style of architecture that I like the most is Renaissance architecture, I would say, because of the symmetry and the dedication to the perfect proportions and harmony of the different shapes.
I like modern architecture. I like just the clean lines, just kind of an efficient use of materials, and I guess a more budget-friendly, economical design that still has good taste and serves its purpose.